if your modem can't do it.
I can't get my $300.
Look, he don't understand how it works. Miguel know how it works. Miguel.
I can't get my $300.
You know, it's business, it's the office. I enjoy it because this is what I love to do. You know, I've been boxing since I was 7, which is pretty much all I know. Look at myself as a complete fighter. There's pretty much nothing I can't do in the ring. I can fight going forward, I can fight going backwards, I can fight going side to side, I can box, I can counterpunch, I can slug it out, I can switch from orthodox to southpaw effectively.
Terence Crawford's preparation for a fight against someone like Canelo Alvarez isn't just about showing up at the gym, it's a masterclass in discipline, precision, and strategy. Every training session is focused on one goal, being at his absolute best when the bell rings. From the moment he enters the gym, the energy is electric, with Crawford laser-focused on the task ahead. The core of his training is sparring. Crawford's sessions are famously intense, often resembling mini-wars. His team brings in sparring partners who mimic Canelo's style, powerful, aggressive fighters with sharp counterpunching and relentless pressure. Each round becomes a battle of wits and endurance as Crawford hones his timing, slipping punches and responding with precise counters. These sessions are not just physical, they're mental challenges that sharpen his instincts and decision-making under fire. When he's not sparring, Crawford spends hours refining his craft on the mitts. His coach uses these sessions to simulate real fight scenarios, pushing Crawford to unleash combinations that exploit potential gaps in Canelo's defense. It's a constant back and forth, with Crawford absorbing feedback and making micro-adjustments to perfect his technique. Whether it's a rapid series of hooks and uppercuts or a single devastating body shot, every punch has a purpose.
This spot is straight, that's cute. Double jab.
The heavy bag is another essential part of Crawford's regimen. Here, he focuses on power and endurance, unleashing punch after punch to build the kind of force that can turn a fight in an instant. These sessions are grueling, testing both his physical limits and mental fortitude. Crawford isn't just throwing punches, he's visualizing the fight, imagining Canelo across from him and practicing how he'll react to every scenario.
Around in the ring, I visualize everything because anything can happen. You know, what would I do if I get hurt? What would I do if anything bad was to happen? You know, I visualize it all.
Footwork drills are a major focus as well, especially against an opponent like Canelo, who is known for his ring IQ and ability to cut off the ring. Crawford spends hours working on his lateral movement, pivoting, and angling to ensure he can stay one step ahead. The speed and precision of his footwork allow him to create openings and control the pace of a fight, turning the ring into his domain.
10, 1, 2, push, 3. I don't think anybody has seen Terence Crawford in his prime. I don't think he's in his prime yet. He's really growing into his body as far as maturing, you know, building more muscle, growing into that 147-pound frame.
Defense is another area where Crawford excels, and his training reflects that. He practices slipping punches, rolling underhooks, and blocking combinations with precision. His head movement is sharp and unpredictable, a skill that has frustrated opponents for years. Every defensive drill focuses on staying elusive, making his opponent miss, and creating opportunities to counter. Conditioning plays a massive role in Crawford's preparation. Boxing isn't just about skill, it's about having the stamina to perform at a high level for 12 grueling rounds. His training includes high-intensity interval drills, explosive plyometric exercises, and tough endurance circuits designed to simulate the demands of a fight. By the time he steps into the ring, he's a finely tuned machine capable of sustaining the relentless pace he's known for.
Drive it, drive it. Time!
Crawford also dedicates significant time to studying Canelo's previous fights. With his team, he analyzes every movement, from how Canelo sets up his power shots to how he defends against different styles. They dissect his tendencies, looking for patterns or habits that can be exploited. This strategic preparation is just as critical as the physical training, ensuring Crawford enters the ring not just with a plan, but with a deep understanding of his opponent. For Crawford, every session is about building the perfect balance of power, speed, endurance, and strategy. It's this meticulous approach that has made him one of boxing's most formidable fighters. Against Canelo Alvarez, a living legend of the sport, Crawford knows that every ounce of preparation will be tested, and if his training is any indication, he's ready for the challenge. According to Combat Tezo, Mexican boxing legend Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have decided to square off in Las Vegas this September. Talksport.com reported that speculation is swirling about a potential clash between two of the era's top fighters following separate meetings with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh during the weekend's Ring Magazine Awards in London. Crawford has previously stated he would jump up 2 weight classes to 168 pounds to fight Alvarez. Alvarez, 34, boasts an impressive career record of 62-2 with world titles across 4 different weight divisions. Renowned for his dominant 2011 trilogy outcome against Gennady Golovkin, he most recently stepped into the ring in September, securing a unanimous decision victory over Edgar Berlanga. Crawford, 37, holds an unblemished 41-0 record and has captured world titles across 4 weight divisions. In his most recent bout last August, he secured a decisive victory over Israil Madrimov by unanimous decision, claiming the WBA and WBO interim light middleweight belts. It appears Canelo has opened the door to a money-spinning showdown with Crawford. Meanwhile, William Skull claims his camp was approached regarding a unification fight, and David Benavidez's name has been floated after Canelo declined to face Skull, which led to him being stripped of the IBF belt. However, Alvarez has now spoken up, and the battle fans want to see is against the 37-year-old American. He told Ring Magazine, "There's always a chance there. We'll see, but there's always a chance. We're here to make the best deals." With a 41-0 record, Crawford has won world titles from lightweight to light middleweight. A sizable reward would be necessary to persuade him to go to battle with the dangerous southpaw, as Alvarez indicated. However, Turki Al-Sheikh is eager for the fight to happen, so fans might get their wish. Al-Sheikh listed 5 bouts he hopes to witness before 2025 ends. "I want to see Chris Eubank Jr. vs. Conor Benn, Tyson Fury vs. Anthony Joshua," he said on Front Fighting. He added, "I want to see Canelo Alvarez vs. Terence Crawford, and I also want to see Devin Haney vs. Ryan Garcia. The rematch for Alexander Usyk will wait for the February card. He has said he wants 1 or 2 more fights, and I'd like to see the rematch." After Canelo defeated Berlanga, Crawford criticized the Mexican. "Yo, Turkey, tell them we are going to go for Canelo next," he said on Instagram Live. The camera then turned to Al-Sheikh, who replied, "Yes, let's go Canelo, come on, we are ready." Crawford added, "You heard it from him. Just put me in the game." Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight in boxing. "But we stay ready though, we stay ready so we don't have to get ready." Canelo and Crawford might cross paths at a catchweight, though Crawford has expressed willingness to jump to 168 pounds for the showdown. Crawford has spoken publicly since reports emerged that the fight was agreed. Both fighters now appear revitalized after recent bouts, fueling speculation that the showdown could finally happen. They recently met with Turki Al-Sheikh, and reports suggest an agreement has been finalized, setting the stage for a high-stakes megafight. Crawford broke his silence following the news, taking to social media to express confidence in victory. "I'ma shock the world. Watch. The best is yet to come. I had it in my back pocket this whole time." A win over Canelo would shock many, given the challenge of jumping from 154 to 168 pounds. Crawford has only fought once at super welterweight since moving up from 147 pounds, where he became undisputed champion by defeating Errol Spence Jr. Meanwhile, promoters are collaborating to make the biggest fights possible worldwide, putting politics aside. Riyadh Season, a major Saudi event, has become a hotspot for high-profile fights, some also held at Wembley and US stadiums. Al-Sheikh is leading the charge for more major events. The first of the year is on February 22nd, featuring a highly anticipated rematch between Beterbiev and Bivol, plus bouts with Daniel Dubois and Shakur Stevenson. Turkey may increase the stakes, insisting Crawford face David Benavidez first to prove he deserves a shot at the throne. "Let Terence face Benavidez first," he said, "and demonstrate he truly deserves a shot against King Canelo. It's shaping up to be a lopsided contest. Honestly, I'm just hoping Turkey offers it at a bargain on PPV, because if Crawford sticks to the Mayweather game plan from 2013, this could be one-sided and worse, dull. Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, has confirmed they'll adopt that same approach: box, move, and clinch Canelo all night. If they stick to that plan as rigidly as Bomac suggests, viewers could be in for a painfully tedious spectacle. It's the textbook definition of visual torture.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Okay, Terry's going to get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
Fans wouldn't mind watching Canelo versus Crawford if it were included in a regular DAZN subscription, because frankly, it's more spectacle than sport. Crawford only just moved up to 154, and his performance wasn't exactly stellar. Now he's expected to jump 2 more weight classes without real preparation, no experience at the new weight, no tune-up fights, and no earned merit for a title shot, just to face Canelo. It's absurd. Turkey should politely but firmly let Crawford know that if he's serious about chasing a payday in a Canelo showdown, he needs to prove it by stepping into the ring with someone like Morrell or Benavidez first. It's about earning the right to stand before the king. Former 4-division world champion Crawford looked surprisingly ordinary last August when he moved from 147 to 154 pounds to dethrone WBA titleholder Israil Madrimov. His performance left much to be desired, requiring a late rally to scrape by with a 12-round unanimous decision. Had Madrimov pressed the action instead of relying on sporadic pot shots, the outcome might have been different. The version of Crawford seen in the ring suggested he'd reached the limits of his abilities. A move to 168 to face Benavidez would likely end the game. He'd be overwhelmed, outmatched by superior size, youthful energy, and elite skill. Opinions are split on whether 37-year-old Crawford securing a bout with Canelo benefits boxing or marks its further decline into spectacle. In a true competitive structure, Crawford would need to climb the ranks by overcoming top contenders before reaching this elite who could very well beat him. In an exhibition context, this might be justifiable. But this isn't an exhibition. Crawford is stepping up 2 weight divisions to challenge Canelo for the WBA, WBC, and WBO super middleweight titles in September, an opportunity that seems questionable at best. How is this even permitted?
Right now, we gotta know, Terence Crawford can't be beat, and you know damn well Canelo can't be beat. I mean, he lost a few times, but that was here, no there. But Terence Crawford, Canelo, I gotta know who y'all got. I know who I got. I'm gonna say in the comments. I just want to see who y'all got. Let me know.
Crawford seems to be in his own version of Edgar Berlanga's spotlight, about to cash in on a huge payday he doesn't deserve against Canelo at 168. He's talking nonsense to convince fans he has a shot, but we all know the reality. Terence is going to stick to his usual strategy of boxing and moving, too small and past his prime to brawl. It's clear Crawford is more focused on the fortune coming his way, basking in the euphoria of an unexpected windfall like he just hit the jackpot. He's likely incredibly grateful for this payday. If not for the opportunity handed to him by Turkey Alalshik, he'd still be grinding at 154. This isn't the faded, sluggish version of Errol Spence. Canelo remains an active and dangerous force, still as lethal as ever, like an M93 Hornet landmine waiting to explode if Crawford underestimates him. Crawford will likely follow trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre's game plan, movement, boxing, and mimicking Bivol and Mayweather's blueprint. Soon to turn 38, Crawford claims he's kept his true potential tucked away, but that's hard to believe after how he absorbed brutal right hands from Israil Madrimov last August, nearly losing his 154 pounds debut. He looked sluggish, undersized, and vulnerable. "I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants," said Eddie Hearn to Fight Hub TV, reacting to the news. "I think he feels he won't get credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford is going to move a lot, which isn't ideal for Canelo." Hearn added, "What are Canelo's options if Bivol beats Beterbiev on February 22nd? He can fight for undisputed, that'll be a very tough fight. Benavidez is up at 175. Obviously, His Excellency wants to make that fight, so maybe we'll see it next." Floyd Mayweather's comments on Canelo's power may interest Crawford. In their 2013 fight, Mayweather said he wasn't worried and didn't feel anything he hadn't experienced in over 20 years in the sport. That may boost Crawford's confidence, especially since Canelo hasn't stopped any of his last 5 opponents. The last to beat him was Bivol in 2022. Bivol has shared thoughts on the upcoming bout, which Turkey Alalshik is working to finalize. The fight will take place at super middleweight, Canelo's domain, but uncharted waters for Crawford. The 14-pound jump from 154 to 168 may prove too much, even for someone of Crawford's talents. Shakur Stevenson, a three-weight champion and Crawford's friend and training partner, knows Crawford's level better than most. In an interview with Boxing News, Stevenson said, "If anyone can do it, it's Crawford," but acknowledged the challenge. "It's very difficult. Canelo's got the IQ, the size, the power. Maybe it's very difficult, but I think if anybody can get it done, it's Terence Crawford." Supporters now eagerly await more details on the fight that once seemed distant but now feels close. Alalshik has posted photos with every key figure involved, and according to Julius Giuliani's from ESPN Depesa, a deal is being discussed for a headline bout in September at 168 pounds. This would force Crawford to move up 2 weight classes from his win over former WBA super welterweight champ Israel Madrimov. Abel Sanchez, former trainer of Gennady Golovkin, knows the preparation needed for a Canelo fight. Having coached GGG through the trilogy, Sanchez dismissed Crawford vs. Canelo as not legitimate. He said, "It's a ridiculous fight. Crawford is great, but he's been the same fighter from 135 to 147. He hasn't changed anything to make him viable at the bigger weights, but Canelo has. Crawford's not destroying opponents. He beat one who was a shell of his former self. But Canelo is destroying everyone he fights. Yes, it's a good money fight, but not a real fight." On the other hand, Timothy Bradley Jr. believes Crawford would beat Canelo. On his YouTube channel, Bradley said, "Everyone keeps talking about the weight, noting that Crawford only recently left 147 for 154, while Canelo has fought at 168 since 2020. Oh, he's going to knock him out. When's the last time Canelo knocked anyone out? Canelo hasn't scored a KO since stopping Caleb Plant in 2021. Since then, he's gone the distance against top-tier opponents like Bivol in a loss, and a 40-year-old Golovkin. He's even gone the distance with fighters many thought he'd dominate." Bradley said, "Y'all can quit with that, he's going to knock Crawford out. Come on, man. Didn't we just see Usyk fight Tyson Fury, who was 50 pounds heavier? Canelo's the same height as Crawford, he's not a natural 168. Usyk is a great fighter, absolutely, but so is Crawford. The great ones figure it out." So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.